Hey guys, so I am off to Croft Farm, which is in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm meeting one of my coworkers there, who is also a follower of my page. She is Kiki Me, so I'm going to try to tag her in this. And so it's Croft Farm, which is in Cherry Hill. I'll be quite honest, I never actually heard of it. I had never heard of it before. I didn't know that it was here. And so, which is kind of sad because Cherry Hill really isn't that far from where I live. As a matter of fact, it's a 25-minute driving trip. And so, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. So, I guess I'll see when I get there, but I have a feeling it's more like a preserved farm. Because I did try to Google it, but it wasn't really, it's not like the town, because it's in Cherry Hill. It's not like Cherry Hill had a lot about the farm on here. So I'm not really sure what that's all about, but I'm going to go anyway. So hopefully I'll find out more about the history and I can fill you guys in. But I bought my camera, and so I'm hoping to get some good pictures. I know the garden is maintained by the South Jersey Horticultural Society, and they said that stuff isn't in bloom, which is fine because, I mean, it's fall, but I'm hoping by next summer things will have calmed down with the pandemic, that, you know, garden and stuff will be open so I can tour it in its full beauty. But there is another garden that I will be touring in a few weeks, and that is Meadowbrook Farm, and that is maintained and run by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, and they put on the Philadelphia Flower Show. So it had been closed for the summer, but it's now open. And so I don't know if, I don't think I posted the video, or if I did, I posted it in my stories. I think it was last weekend. I went to Meadowbrook Farm because as a member of the Horticultural Society, they do a plant divide. And so I got my plant, and I was really excited because that's the first time I've ever been there. So I'm looking forward to going back in a couple of weeks, and I'll be able to do another garden tour. So yay for garden tours somewhere else besides my garden, right? So anyway, I will check in with you guys once I get to the place and meet up with my coworker. Hey guys, this is Future Brooke, so I'm going to give you guys a history as to Croft Farm. I did film a segment once I actually got to the farm, because there was a nice blue plaque detailing the history. Unfortunately, that was footage that I lost. So for those of you who are in the South Jersey area, you may or may not have realized that the South Jersey area actually had a lot of abolitionist activity before the Civil War. There were any number of stops on the Underground Railroad in Gloucester County, Camden County, and Burlington County. I know in Medford, there is a farmhouse about a mile away from me that may have been a stop on the Underground Railroad, and I know that in Mount Holly, New Jersey, it was very big as a stop on the railroad. Where I live, just right around the corner, is the house of Dr. James Still, who, if you were not aware, was a homeopathic doctor who lived and worked during the Civil War period. His brother was William Still, and I don't know if you guys have seen the recent movie about Harriet Tubman called Harriet, you will see that she interacted with him. He was big in the abolitionist movement in Philly. So Croft Farm played a part. So let me give you the history. So Croft Farm was built in 1753 by Isaac K. Isaac K was a Quaker. If you guys know from history, Quakers, outside of, obviously the slave population, Quakers were known as the biggest abolitionists. They're probably some of the earliest abolitionists. In addition to Isaac K., there were other families, including the Evans family, that continued the abolitionist movement. The house, obviously, was, as is typical back in that time, was much smaller. The two subsequent owners expanded it, so now it is a federal style farmhouse, and you'll see that when I show you the pictures. Okay, so of historical significance, the British troops apparently passed this farmhouse in 17 1778 when they were on their way to New York City. It looks like George Washington and the Continental Army intercepted them, and that was what precipitated the Battle of Monmouth. Now, eventually the house passed to the Evans family, and in that family, Thomas Evans basically set it up as a station on the Underground Railroad. So there were any number of runaway slaves who were brought there. Interestingly enough, they came from Woodbury, which is in Gloucester County, and they were basically taken to Croft Farm. They were hidden there, and in the middle of the night, they were taken off in to the next stop, which was in Mount Holly, New Jersey. And so, for obvious reasons, nobody knows how many slaves went through that particular station on the Underground Railroad. It's just, obviously nobody was going to keep records just in case they were caught. So one of Thomas Evans' descendants, his name was Josiah, and during history of that time, he actually purchased the freedom of two fugitive slaves. One was Joshua Sadler, and the other one was Jefferson Fisher. And after they were free, they continued to work at the mill because they wanted to repay him for his kindness. Now, interestingly enough, Joshua Sadler went on to become the leader of a small settlement of freed slaves, and they established Sadlertown. And Sadlertown is what is now, or it is either it is or it was located in what is now known as Haddon Township. So who knew that there was a settlement of freed slaves in Haddon Township? But if you are in Haddon Township, you can feel some town pride right there. So the Croft Farm, even though I think it was the typical farm, it was also a mill. And so, but the mills kind of stopped in the early 1900s. And so in the 1920s, the Evans family sold the land to John W. Croft Jr., which is obviously why it's called Croft Farm nowadays. And that family seems to have farmed the land until 1981, and then in 1985 they sold it to Cherry Hill Township. And in 1995, the Cherry Hill Art Center was dedicated on the property, and then they included some trails. So that is the history of Croft Farm. So now back to when I arrived. Hey guys, I'm here. I'm getting my stuff, and ooh, I do have a mask. I'm getting out of the car now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wear my little hat because I left my umbrella at home. So I'm here, and I'll turn the camera on in a bit. I'm gonna see where my coworker got to, and then, oh, am I supposed to? I have no idea where I'm supposed to be parking. I think I'm in the right spot. Guess we will find out. So I'm gonna walk over there. They said you could go right into the farm, but I don't know. We shall see. Okay guys, so we are at Croft Farm. We're doing one of the nature trails. We got kind of far behind. You were coming! So we're like at the back. We're at the way back here. So I think they looked around and realized we were not there. So this is in Cherry Hill. Oh, I think it's somebody's backyard. Oh shoot, it is somebody's backyard. So we're not gonna look over there. But we were behind one of the parks, so there's the soccer field over there. And the rest of the group is there. And let me see if I can take my thing off. And so, let me turn my camera around. Oh, there I am. And there's Kiki May. So, whew, it's so hard to breathe this on. So
it is, it truly is.
So we're like the two youngest people. So we're the two youngest people on this entire trip, as you can well imagine. So they're kind of a
crew.
Yeah, they're very excited to see some young people. So, oh yeah, we're coming. Oh. So anyway, let me turn the camera on in.
It's those young kids with their
Huh?
selfies.
Maybe if you took a shot of the hikers on a curve, you might be willing to put that on the horticulture. Oh yeah, sure. Facebook. Oh, let me take. Okay, so we are lost. We took a wrong turn, so we're going back the way we came and take a different fork in the road. So. Okay, guys, so Kiki, me, and I are like out in front of the Croft Farm house right here, and we're getting ready to do a little impromptu photo shoot, and so we're gonna be working the pillars, right, Christine? Okay. We are so crazy. Okay, I didn't take pictures yet. This is video. Okay, guys, so that is it for the video. So, yeah, my friend and I had a lot of fun, and they were, everyone there was really nice. They were very excited to see us because, you know, that society has been around for 90 years. They want it to continue, and the only way it's going to continue is if they get new blood. And so they were very excited. You know, they just don't want, even though they were welcoming to older people, they really, really, really want younger people. So if you are 50 and under, especially if you're in the Cherry Hill area, go. But fair warning, you're going to get a very enthusiastic welcome because they were very happy to see us. You know, particularly if you're a new gardener, it's such a valuable resource because these people have been gardening for 40 plus years. You know, they've been gardening for 40 plus years in this area. So if you got problems in your garden, there probably isn't, it's probably not, I can't imagine anything that you could come across in your garden that these people probably haven't seen. So one thing I did like about them is that they have a lot of horticultural lectures. I found them, like when I was doing research for my podcast, Not So Secret Societies, that's how I found them. Now, I've mentioned, I know that I'm part of the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, and I joined them first, and I think that I found out about this group. So they have monthly meetings. It's the second Tuesday in each month. And let me just pull up on my iPad to tell you what the next lectures are going to be about. So in January, the lecture is going to be on low maintenance landscaping, Jersey-friendly yards. Yeah, there's nothing low maintenance about what I'm doing in my front yard, but not all of you are as crazy as me, so you might like that. And then let's see. February is Monarch Butterflies and the Historical Society of South Jersey Monarch Project. They are hardcore aficionados of the Monarch Butterfly, and their greatest desire is to convince everybody in South Jersey to put some milkweed somewhere in their yard. March is Bees in the Garden. April is Tomato Talk. May has yet to be announced. And in June, there's going to be a flower show. Now, the membership is $25 for an individual, $40 for a household. There's meetings, there's trips to other botanical gardens, as well as some of the member gardens, which are would definitely be nice to see because, you know, it's really hard to find people who are into gardening as much as, you know, as I am. So it'd be really nice to see another gardener's garden rather than the more landscaping type garden, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. It looks like they've got 2 annual flower shows, and they do give ribbons and rosettes. And so, you know, it's a valuable resource, particularly if you're a new gardener, because, you know, we all start somewhere, and there's so much stuff. There's so much to know about gardening, and the people in this group are very much looking and wanting to pass down their knowledge to future generations. So this is my first like real like I guess farm garden tour. I'm gonna do a couple more. The next one up is my visit to the PHS Meadowbrook Farm, which is in Jenkintown, PA, and then I also went to Hortulus Farm, which is in Wrighttown, PA. This area of the country is known as the America's Garden Capital. There are 36 gardens within a 30-mile radius of Philly. So I'm going to try to, visit all 36. So I've done 2. I got 34 more to go. And some of them I'll probably go more than once because obviously it's going to change depending upon the season. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Probably going to be so, see you guys later. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. And I'll see you in the next video.